Have you all noticed that as Gen Zs, we find it very difficult to read books nowadays? Even when as teenagers, we used to spend all our nights reading and finishing chapters or probably stories, or maybe 2 to 3 stories in a week, even during our boards or any important events of our life. And now the same person finds it so difficult to complete even a single page of modern literature. Now, I am going to blame modern literature for it, which includes books like Atomic Habits or Rich Dad Poor Dad or Subtle Art and all of those things. It is very monotonous and single dimensional. We don't really have much to think about when we're reading these books. For example, Atomic Habits or How to Influence People and Win Friends, all of these books lay down principles and kind of guidelines for us to follow. And even the writing format is in a form that feels like the author is trying to plant some seeds into our mind, how they want us to think. Now, that could be a personal thing, but if you have clicked on this video, I think you also agree with that. Modern literature, modern art feels very dreadful to complete, to watch, to experience. Even the movies coming nowadays are also very single dimensional and focus on the gore and the ugly side of the life. And when they focus on the ugly side of the lives, they are deemed as something different, something exceptional. But life is so much more than just gore content. And so I can't help but come back to classics all the time. Now, classics could be anything like Julius Caesar, Othello, essays, poems, philosophical debates, commentaries about philosophical debates, autobiographical accounts, all of these things, letters, all of these I would say are classics. But to give a more formal definition to it, classics are literatures that are effortless, exceptional, and timeless. So, what makes classics timeless is their universal theme and their long lasting influence. But if I say it from the perspective of a reader, classics mostly focus on the core concepts of life like friendships, betrayals, business, God, interpersonal relationship, intrapersonal relationships, all of these things. There is something utterly fulfilling in knowing that someone living 2 to 3 or probably 4 or 5 generations above me was also struggling from the same fears and insecurities and basically living the same life as me. Classics have stood the test of time, droughts, financial, economical, social reforms, destruction of civilizations, all of that. So there must be something good and important about them, right? Modern literature focuses on very weird concept. It has no depth to it. Chetan Bhagat or Durjoy Datta, no doubt they are very good reads. They write good books, but not the books that you would reread. There is little to no value left after you read a modern literature. However, classics, you could read them back to back even years after years and still you are going to find something new, something that you completely missed the first time around. It's like a teacher of yours that you've met after so many years. Now you see them as a completely different person. Initially you used to be afraid of them, but now they are your friend. So for our generation, I believe classics and literatures are merely symbolism in the pop culture. For example, the lost generation or the generation of poets who were there after the World War are known for this stoic, sad, and cigarette aesthetic, and that you're going to find on runways. Now, the Renaissance fashion, which is basically flares and ruffles and laces, white, pastels, all of this is what we call cottagecore nowadays. The phrase carpe diem that we have all heard and seen in all of our farewells comes from a classical movie called Dead Poets Society. Now, its meaning you can find yourself because you should do some homework. Overall, I believe classics and literature are humanitarian heritage of ours. Not only do we have to protect and preserve them, but also pass it on to the next generation to come. And how are you going to understand your own roots and your own life and your own meaning of life until and unless you understand where it comes from, until and unless you understand the origin? Because let me tell you, medieval times and ancient times influence our generation a lot more than we give credit to. Bills and areas and cities and mindsets are reformed and formed by whatever happened in the medieval era. Classics also have us emotionally invested in them because it has a plot, antagonist, protagonist, sub characters, sub themes, main themes, and it is basically as if we are looking at a person's life from a third person point of view. it gives us a bird eye perspective about life, honestly speaking. So initially the concept of classic could be very complex for a beginner. It was for me too. And honestly, reels and commercial movies and just a surface level understanding of everything does not help either. And so if I had to suggest someone how to get started with classics, this is what I would suggest. So first and foremost is to always pick an era or author, an artist or art form which you feel connected to. For example, for me it was Renaissance and Shakespeare, because Shakespeare I have read in my school, so it was as if a nostalgic childhood home of mine. So it was pretty easier for me to read all of his works because I was familiar with it, but at the same time, I had forgotten everything that was about it. So it felt as if a treasure box that I'm opening, that I have sort of an idea what it is about, but not really. The second thing would be to go through commentaries or philosophical debates or accounts about people, and you can go through either through written books or YouTube videos and YouTube documentaries, which I know people call shortcuts because, let's be honest, they are rather biased, but I think it's alright because it will get you in a mood to learn more and to read more and will provide you some information about what you want to read. The third and the last one would be to maintain a journal, to either write an essay or poem or just have anyone with whom you can talk about all of these literature, because the more you talk about it, the more you think about it, the more you write about it, the more you're invested in it, and that is something that comes from a personal experience of mine. So that was all for this video. Remember that reading should always feel like you are into someone else's brain for entirely 20 minutes, understanding the deepest security, insecurity and social economical condition of a person, and you're just transformed into a different timeline. And if reading does not feel like that for you, maybe you're reading the wrong book. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.